Welcome back, everybody. This is part 2-2 of F2. F2. If you did not watch part 2, I'm just going to say F this, F that, F1, F that, 2, F this, F that. Yes, yes. Just completely F this, cause what the F? Scott. Another what the F is like, what's this? This. If you guys do not recognize this string of confusion, this is the official name for Shadow Bonnie. Cue the more you know sign. No, seriously, I think Scott fell asleep on the keyboard, but then again, it doesn't necessarily have to be the entire keyboard, seeming that every single letter is literally everything on the left side of the keyboard. There's nothing on the right side. Now, don't know how to explain that fully, but I will get to that. Maybe, maybe not. But personally, I do not think it plays that big of a important role, besides just being his name. But yes, the things that we are going to go over in this video is going to be Shadow Bonnie, the Bite of 87, it's going to be Golden Freddy, and Shadow Freddy. A few things that I couldn't mention in the first video, being P2, part 2 of F2. Titles. F2 is just so much more information that I deliberately had to extend F1's video just so that I could catch up with the view time, because no, there was not enough in that video to actually make a video. But I tried, so I apologize for making any of you sleep. This time, things are going to be speeding up, because in part 2-2, we are going to talk about the things that I could not fit into the first video. That being, I'm not going to say RWQ, I'm just going to say Shadow Bonnie. Shadow Bonnie, Shadow Freddy, Golden Freddy, and the Bite of 87, which does take place, and more proof on that later. So let us jump right into it. So the first thing I want to start off with is the pink slip. The very freaking thing that you get when you get fired. So, where I absolutely love this detail, Scott added this very minor little thing that I just want to eat it all up. You see, in the pink slip that we get in the custom night. Now, I mentioned that you only get the pink slip in the custom night is, well, for the first 6 nights that you play the game, you play as Jeremy Fitzgerald. Now, that is a whole different other night guard. Just plain different night guard. And now I assume he get moved to the day shift because, well, there's an opening now. Discussed that in the first video. But now that there is an opening, the first guard is gone, so they need a new night guard. So who is better to take the place? Here comes the second guard. We know now that Five Nights at Freddy's 2, there are 2 guards that are playing because we get 2 named. We get Jeremy Fitzgerald and then we get Fritz Smith. Now, Fritz Smith is very similar to Fitzgerald and Schmidt. Like, just a fun, quirky thing. Again, playing into the whole making up a name for an alias thing. I'm just mentioning that because, well, Mike Schmidt, yeah, very sticky. Stick with me, okay? So on the pink slip that we get in the custom night, we see that there is a little message, a little comment that is there. First night. Yeah, right. Yeah. Giving us the idea that whoever hired this guy, whoever hired Fritz, realized that this is not their first time dealing with this place. And why was Fritz the only one fired for tampering? Fitzgerald did fine for 6 nights. He even got moved to the day shift, I like to assume. So, yeah, where my theory comes in, Fritz, I'm just, it's Mike, guys, it's Mike, it's freaking Mike Afton. Yeah, he came in, he knew about the animatronics, he tried to fiddle, he tried to meddle, he tried to and undo what his dad did. Oh, if you guys do not know that, please stay tuned for newer videos. But either way, yes, back to the plot point. He's trying to undo what his dad did. He's meddling with the animatronics and probably also getting the place shut down with, well, malfunctioning animatronics. Yeah, Fnaf. Either way, yes, he got fired, got tampered. He also smelled. On the pink slip, it says odor. Now, where else do we get a pink slip that says that you were fired because you stink like a rat's nest? In F1, it says tampering, unprofessionalism, and odor. The unprofessionalism, well, could probably come because you're getting tired of having to do the same thing over and over again. So F1, that is my explanation for having unprofessionalism. But the tampering with the animatronics can be explained by Mike trying to fix what his dad did. And the odor, well, that also gets explained in F5, sister location. You know what? Screw it. Spoilers. Mike is dead. He's literally possessing his own corpse and his body is rotting. That is where the odor comes from. Ta-da! Cue the more you know sign. Never mind. Leave it. We need to get on. So, I believe the second guard is Mike Schmidt and not Fritz Smith. Again, just an alias. Mike Schmidt, also an alias. Real name, Michael Afton. Ta-da! Get that out of here! No, look, okay. So that is the pink slip, that is the pay slip, all that discussed properly, cool, nice. Now on the pay slip it also gives us the date that it is 87, and now there is a bite that takes place. And I assume that that bite took place during the day when the kids got attacked, whole living without a frontal lobe part that we hear in F1. Whoop-de-dee! So, all of that can be explained. This place does get shut down due to the animatronics being problematic and It's in the newspaper clipping. Read it for yourself. I'll put it on the screen. Just pause. But yes, in the newspaper clippings it says that the place is getting shut down because there's a few troubles and they're going to start up even with the smaller budget and whatnot. So yes, these animatronics are the ones that ended up being the ones that caused the bite of 87. Which does take place in this year, and due to the phone calls, I believe it takes place in the exact time that we are playing the game as well. It is not whole look into the past or prepare for the future situation. It is right in the present. So that is the pink slip and the pay slip, all discussed. Okay, so next up is Golden Freddy and Shadow Freddy. Shadow Freddy, I'm just going to say off the bat, is an employee who is angry because he got backstabbed by William. He got left to die in the spring-locked suit. He is one of the employees who used to work for William, knew what he was doing, or probably didn't know. Either way, doesn't matter. He was an employee. He died. He is now Shadow Freddy. He's angry. He just sits there. He's in the background. And why I believe he's a shadow and not part of Golden Freddy is because, well, like a shadow, he's in the background. He's there. You know he exists, but he doesn't do anything. Later on, you do see in the minigames that he does, in the Follow Me minigames, he does lead the animatronics to William's location. And just like the puppet also, you follow the puppet interferes, help the children with the masks and the gifts and F2's mini games. But Golden Freddy, Shadow Freddy, he takes the animatronics to the back room where William is hiding. William ended up dismantling them, being the son of a gun that he is. But yeah, no, Golden Freddy and Shadow Freddy are basically the same because they are the same suit. But I believe Shadow Freddy to kind of be part, like separated from Golden Freddy, because he is the spirit of an employee. He does not bear the rage against William or against anybody that is playing the game generally. He does not bear that rage that the children have. You see, the normal animatronics, especially Golden Freddy as well, try to attack us, try to harm us, try to do something, but yet Shadow Freddy is sitting there in the back room just doing nothing. He's just sitting there. He doesn't come to your office. He doesn't jump scare you. He's just sitting there. And he does interfere. Just like the puppet. Well, the puppet also filled with rage. Charlie. I do not believe she's an angel. Some children can be scary. Spirits does not make it any but simpler. Either way, yes, he does interfere a little. He tries to help the children. He's not trying to get them destroyed. He's trying to tell them like, hey, this is where he is. But the suits cannot go there, but the spirits can. Suits not being able to go there because the room is not actually located on their map or on their pathing system. All technological stuff explained in F3 when the minigame takes place. But yeah, Shadow Freddy does help out, but he doesn't do much. He just sits there in the storeroom, in the back room, doing absolutely nothing. I believe him to be a spirit of the employee. He knows what's going on. That is why he's not attacking us. The children, on the other hand, being innocent and very filled with rage. Because, yeah, if you had to live as an animatronic, immortalized, not able to pass on, I kind of would be mad at the person who killed me as well. So, and everybody else. So that is Shadow Freddy. Golden Freddy being the spirits of kids. And kids, plural. Explain later on. I know you guys probably going to hate me because I keep on pushing Golden Freddy's video until later, but trust the process, please. Either way, yes, Golden Freddy, Shadow Freddy, basically the same suit. It's just Golden Freddy is the rage of kids and Shadow Freddy is the rage of an adult that got backstabbed and left and know everything. Yeah. On to my favorite squiggly name. So, for the sake of this entire series and probably this video's watch time, I'm not going to ease you guys into it. Fnaf 1 to 5 is literally video games. Not IRL, but in the video game lore itself, it is explained through VR Help Wanted that everything from FNAF 1 to FNAF 5, sister location, is all literally video games made by a lunatic. And now this is where it gets interesting, my guys. This is where it gets so very interesting. I believe, yes, it was made by someone being Michael. I believe Michael being the one to have created these games as to retell the story to everyone else, and that is where the whole messages as well as the save him, save them, da-da-da-da messages comes in, which I'm also going to talk about after this. But because these are video games, there are glitches that happen. There are a few things that flicker in and out. FNAF 1, we saw a few flickering going on, but not that much that could tell us that these are games. But in F2, there is a clear visual representation of video game glitches. We get Shadow Bonnie, RWQ, da-da-da-da-da. I'm not going to say the full name. I forgot it already. It's on screen. But yes, Shadow Bonnie is part of the game glitch. He's not really an animatronic. I think he's supposed to be something, but kind of got corrupted as a tale. I believe Mike encountered something, tried to add it into the games, but unfortunately failed. Something went wrong, and now I think Mike having access to the whole Fazbear Entertainment Connection story thing. Whoo, this whole Fazbear Entertainment thing and all its people that work for it. I'm going to make a list about that in the future. Trust me, I'm not going to forget about that. But I believe Mike had connections to Fazbear Entertainment. Somehow got hold of the records, got hold of all the machinery that they collected. Because in the VR, they as well said that they collected some chip that they scanned and put it into the program. And that's where the whole glitch trap comes in. I believe part of that software is also what Mike ended up using to portray this hauntedness. He just didn't want to make it a simple, clean code. He wanted to add that little touch of horror that actually exists in real life. Now, that can be a little bit of a stretch, but I believe it to be fair enough. It's good enough explanation. So, Shadow Bonnie is not a real animatronic. It's meant to be something, but we don't know exactly what, because it got corrupted due to the code that was used, or whatever that was trying to be told just didn't want to be seen. I don't know. It's a glitch. It's meant to be something, but it's not there. Many people, I remember at the time when people were playing the game, especially Markiplier. Look at this clip.
You get out of there. Oh my God! What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Have I ever seen that? I thought that was a Photoshop.
So Markiplier, the king of Five Nights at Freddy's, and so many more people thought that Shadow Bonnie was a Photoshop clipping over the existing game, which ended up not being true. It is in the actual game, and it just proves that Shadow Bonnie does not look as if he belongs. It looks as if it was a layover, and it is as well found in the source code and many other descriptions that it is a layover. It is not an exact rendering of a character. It is basically just copy paste, boom, you're done. So Shadow Bonnie does not really exist. He's an error. He is something that is meant to tell something, but can't, because it's a glitch. Again, the name itself should represent that. It is an error. Something went wrong. And now the whole thing about him, his name, only being letters from the left side of the keyboard, I don't really know if that plays anything important. I honestly don't think it does. Just the whole idea that Shadow Bonnie isn't actually a real thing that happens. It's supposed to be like the words save them, save me, save him that you hear in the mini games. It's supposed to be something that is added by Mike. It is not supposed to be something in the world itself, in the events that are taking place. So that is Shadow Bonnie. Again, Shadow Bonnie is going to play a big role in this entire series. I'm just going to put on screen every single game that Shadow Bonnie takes place in and let you guys see what bigger role he does take place. On to the very last point, my guys, and then we can end off this video. We get the voice lines in the mini games that spell out save them, save him, and help them. Now, the order of these voice lines do play a big role, and I am going to say them in the order, so stick with me, because this is just going to be a repeat and also a correction of the first part in part 2-1's video. I talked about how the Take Cake minigames happened before everything else, and yes, I do stand by that. And I also mentioned how the puppet minigame from F6 plays a role, a linked role with the Take Cake minigame, where you see the child being killed outside the window. Now, I do have to state very clearly that I did make one teensy error in that video. I said that the Take Cake minigame happened before the puppet minigame, and I kinda switched the order on that one. I am incorrect with that. The puppet minigame from F6 takes place first, because that is where Charlie gets killed and the puppet gets possessed. Where the Take Cake minigame takes place that child outside is not Charlie. And it gets more explained when you see in F6. There you hear Henry talking to his daughter. And I will pause and play and talk and explain. So just listen to this clip.
My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent.
It is in her nature to protect the innocent. And as he says that, this scene pops up on screen. This is the Take Cake minigame in F2 that we play. It is the child that gets killed by Purple Guy when he drives up with his car. This is not then the day that I thought it was. This is not Charlie. It's not. Charlie is clearly shown in the puppet minigame from F6 as wearing a bracelet, and she's shown differently. And the amount of kids as well, and the prize box even being there. This is a whole different scene. This is not the exact same layout. This is an innocent child that Charlie is instinctually trying to protect. Now, it just also proves further in the rest of the scene as it plays out. Listen close.
I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms.
Here he brings in the day that she died. And now bringing up this image from the minigame that we play in F6, where the puppet goes to Charlie. Charlie being dead outside, being now possessed by her. The puppet, that is. So, this indicates the order that it actually took place. It is Charlie's scene from F6. It is a flashback to the origin of the puppet. Puppet jump scaring us in the Take Cake minigame because, well, puppet has already been possessed. And it is in her nature to protect the children. And it is as well further confirmed in the Ultimate Custom Nights, where the puppet's voice lines say this.
The others are under my protection.
The others are under her protection. This is just Charlie's nature. She protects others. This is just something that she does, and it is as well clarified a little bit more in the clip that this is just what she does and this is what she did.
The way you lifted others into yours. And then what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then. So let me save you now. It's time to rest for you and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends for all of us.
And for those you carried in your arms. This entire speech brought me to my tears. And the fact that that sentence was said with the give life minigame in the background just proves that the puppet was the one that put the souls of the kids in the animatronics, giving them life, making them follow her. She protected them. She was the one who did it. She was the one who gave them life, and she was the one who is now also keeping them here. Because as Henry said, she does not just disappear. She will come back. She always does. God, that's William's line. Oh. No, she's an adamant and dark soul later on in the game. As per other voice lines, which I will get to when I cover Ultimate Custom Night. Because there was a lot of voice lines. That's going to be a movie, but that's for the future. No, so Charlie is the puppet, and Charlie's death happened before the Take Cake to the Children minigame event happened, where the child died outside the window by Purple Guy. Now, the reason why I bring up this entire speech and the event of the puppet, because it clarifies how the voice lines take place. Because you will hear in the Take Cake minigame, they would say, save them and save him. Him being the child that's outside, and them being, of course, everybody else. Now, in all the other mini games, it also says save them or help them. Of course, yeah, it makes sense. It's the puppet that is saying these words. And why I originally said that I believe it is something that Henry put into this entire thing is, well, it just plays into the lore of this being a video game in a video game. It's video gameception. No, so this being a video game, Michael is who I believe the one that is creating this game before his final hours. And this is his retelling of the events. I do not believe Michael is dead, because I just don't. I will get into that later on. But this is what I believe is actually going on. And as well explains the voice lines that we hear in the minigames. It is the puppet that is saying them. It is a audio representation of the events that we ordinarily will not be able to experience in real life, because this is a video game retelling events that has happened. So it's just Mike trying to visualize in audio form for us what was going through the puppet's mind, what was going through Charlie's mind in this event, these times that it takes place. So yeah, we went over Golden Freddy, we went over Shadow Freddy, we went over Shadow Bonnie. Shadow Bonnie also going to be explained later, same as Golden Freddy. I am sorry, but this is only the third video and I still am not covering Golden Freddy. Please be patient with me. I will, just not right now. But yeah, we went over the two shadows, Golden, itty bitty, Golden, and the voice lines, as well as the pink slips that I did not mention in the first video. That absolutely slipped my mind. Face slip, pink slip, slip. I am done. I'm done, guys. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below any other ideas, any other theories or links or puzzle pieces that you think can fit into this, and share, because I need those views. Until next time, guys, I love every single one of you. Adios.